Okay, so now we're going to go about trying to make a box plot in Excel. This video assumes that you're not a novice and you know a little bit about Excel already. All right, so the first thing we want to do to create a box plot in Excel is we want to create a 5-number summary. So let's see, the 5-number summary consists of the minimum value, the first quartile, the second quartile, which is the median actually, the third quartile, and the maximum value. So let's go ahead and create those. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to use the function called quartile.inc. So right next to minimum, I'm going to highlight that cell, type equals, and then I'm going to look for the quartile.inc. So I start typing a Q after the equal, and you see all the quartile functions come up. I want quartile.inc, so I'll click that, I'll highlight that, and I'll double click on it, and then it's going to ask me what array I want to find the quartile for. So I highlight all of these, and it's going to tell me that I have A2 to A34. I'm going to put in dollar signs here to lock that, to lock the rows. So I put a dollar sign between the A and the 2, and a dollar sign between the A and the 34. And then I'm going to put a comma separated. And now the quartile. The quartile, well, the minimum value is the 0 quartile, so I'm going to put in a 0 here. And I'm going to go ahead and close the parenthesis and press enter. Okay. And then it puts 18. So the minimum value in this data set is 18. That's the smallest value. Then I'm just going to drag and drop this. So I'm going to highlight the little edge notch here. I'm going to scroll it all the way down to highlight all the rest of the cells. And it just puts a bunch of 18s. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and modify these. This is the minimum. The first quartile, though, is what I get when I put in a 1 in here instead of a 0. So I'll put a 1 here, press enter. The first quartile is 21. The median is what I get when I type in a 0 instead of, I mean a 2 instead of a 0. So I get rid of the 0, put a 2, press enter, and then 23 is the median. Then here, instead of 0, I want that to be the third quartile, so I'm going to put a 3, enter, and there's a third quartile. And here, instead of 0, I want that to be the fourth quartile, or the maximum value, so I put in a 4 and press enter. And there, I have my 5-number summary. The minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. All right. I don't actually want these values for the 5-number summary. What I actually want are the differences. So I go ahead and click or type differences, and I'm going to find all of the differences. So I'm going to just bring over the 18. So I'm just going to bring over the 18 because there's no difference between 18 and anything but, oops, not bring it over. Forgot that was a formula. So I'm going to actually type 18 in here. So I type the 18 there, so that's the value 18. And then for the second one, I want the difference between 21 and 18. So I'm going to type equals, then I'm going to highlight the cell that has my first quartile, the 21, type subtract, so C3 minus, and then I'm going to subtract from it C2, which is the minimum, so C3 minus C2. Then I'm going to press enter, and it gives me the difference between C3 and C2. Then I'm going to highlight that, drag it down, and paste all those. So it gives me all the differences. 3 is that difference. 23 and 21 have a difference of 2. 24 and 23 have a difference of 1. 36 and 24 have a difference of 12. So now that I have all my differences, I just highlight all my differences, highlight the differences, and then I'm going to go from the Home tab, I'm going to click the Insert tab, Insert. I'm going to go over here to the Chart area. I'm going to click this See All Charts button, click it so that I get the chart dialog. Once I get the chart dialog, I'm going to click on All Charts, and the kind of chart I want is a bar chart, so I highlight bar chart. After I highlight bar chart, I don't want the clustered bar chart. I want the next one, the stacked bar chart. So I highlight that, the stacked bar chart. There's 2 stacked bar charts. This one here, that's not the kind I want. I want this one here, this kind of bar chart here. So I highlight that kind of stacked bar chart, and I click OK. It gives me that bar chart. Okay. Well, here's what's happening here. I have here all the numbers from 0 to 40, but this area over here is unnecessary. So I'm going to click on that series, and I'm actually going to right click and go to Format Data Series. This little box opens up, and I want to get rid of this, so I'm going to go to the Fill. I'm going to highlight Fill. I'm going to click this drop down, and I'm going to put No Fill. No fill. Also, I don't want any fill here either. This is between my minimum value and my first quartile. I don't want a fill there because that's where one of my whiskers is supposed to go. So once again, I'm going to click no fill, and it gets rid of that. And also over here, this area to the right here, this blue area to the right, I don't want that. So I highlight that data series, and I also no fill there. So this is the box from my box and whiskers. This is the box part, okay? So now I need to add the whiskers. Here's how I add the whiskers. First, I'm going to click just to the left of this gray box, which is the first quartile. So I'm going to click just to the left of my first quartile, and I'm going to go up here to add chart element. I'm going to click add chart element, and what I want to add is an error bar. When I go over here, I want to go to more error bar options. I click that, and then the error bar options come over here. But these are the fill options for the error bar. That's not what I want. I want this, the error bar options themselves. This one right here. So I'm going to click on that. And what I want is a minus bar. You see the minus looks like the left whisker of a box plot. So I click minus, and I'm also going to tell it that I want a fixed value for that. And the value that I want is the difference between 18 and 21, which is 3. So the fixed value I'm going to put in here is 3. And then I am going to press enter. So now that's the left whisker. Then I'm going to click this area right here between my median and my third quartile, this yellow rectangle. And I'm going to go back up to add chart element, and I'm going to go to error bar. Once again, I'm going to go to more error bar options. And in this case, instead of a minus bar, I want a plus bar. You see that looks like the right whisker of a box and whiskers or a box plot. So I click that. And once again, I want a fixed value for that. The fixed value I want is the difference between 36 and 24 because that's the length I want, which is 12. So right here, I'm going to just type in a 12, press enter, and there is the right whisker. Okay, so this is how you create a box plot in Excel. Let me X this off. All right, now if you wanted to, you can tell here that the data is skewed to the right. Look how long this whisker is. 25% of the data is in here. 25% of the data is just in this yellow box. 25 is here and 25 is here. But look at the number line down here, the x-axis. You might want to add some things to the x-axis. If you want to do that, you can highlight the 0 on the x-axis. You can right-click. From here, you can add minor grid lines, and it adds minor grid lines. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see that this right here, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is 18. That's the minimum value. 20, 21. 21 is the first quartile. 23, so that's 21, 22, 23. 23 is the median right here. And then let's see, 24. 24 is this one. And then all the way out here you have 36. 36 is all the way out here. All right. So there you go. Have fun.